This is the periodic table of elements. It shows all of the elements in the known universe. Just like how the 26 letters of the alphabet combine to make thousands of words, the elements combine to make up millions of different substances. The elements are considered pure substances. When you have the smallest particle of an element, you have an atom. We are now going to focus on one block of the periodic table. This is carbon. And we're going to see what we can find out about this element and other elements based off of what is on the periodic table. First, we have the element name. The element name is usually from a Greek or Latin word for the element or a substance containing the element. Next, we have the atomic number. The atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus in the atom and is also the identity of that atom. Only carbon has 6 protons in it. Next, we have the symbol. This is a shorthand abbreviation for the element's name. Lastly, we have the atomic mass. It is the average mass of the atoms in this element. The atomic mass of an element is based on the mass of the protons, neutrons, and electrons of an atom of that element. The mass of the protons and neutrons are about the same, but the mass of an electron is much smaller, about 1/2000th of the mass of a proton or a neutron. The majority of the atomic mass is contributed by the protons and the neutrons. For any element in the periodic table, the number of electrons in an atom of that element is always equal to the number of protons in the nucleus. The only exception is for ions, which we are not discussing today. But this is not true for neutrons. Atoms of the same element can have different numbers of neutrons than protons. Atoms of the same element with different numbers of neutrons are called isotopes of that element. The atomic mass in the periodic table is the average of the atomic masses of all of the isotopes of that element. Let's look at how you can determine what the number of neutrons in an atom is for the most common isotope. Since the atomic mass of an atom equals the protons plus the neutrons, if you go and you subtract the number of protons from the atomic mass, what you should be left with is the number of neutrons. Looking at the atomic mass for carbon, it's 12.01. We're going to round to the nearest whole number, which is 12. We'll then put in the number of protons, which is the same as the atomic number, which is 6. And subtract those two numbers to get the number of neutrons, which will be 6. That means for the element carbon, the number of protons is 6 because the atomic number is 6. The number of electrons is the same as the number of protons because this is a neutral atom, and so it also has 6 electrons. And when you subtract the atomic mass, 12, minus the number of protons, 6, you get that the number of neutrons for carbon is also 6.